in our building and obviously watching them a little bit, their transition, their ability to attack the other way. We saw it last year. They've got some forwards that can go. So a lot like the Colorado game, we got to stay away from trying to, looking at trading chances or getting people caught on the wrong side and allowing numbers to come the other way. So they're good at that. And like a lot of teams, everybody recognizes that the defending is huge in this league, and they've done a better job of that as well.
Good morning, everyone, or I guess good afternoon. It is 12:30. We have crossed over into the afternoon. I'm Sara Lesky. He's Jamie Thomas. Thanks so much for joining us for this latest edition of Check-In as we get you ready for tonight's game. That was head coach Scott Arniel after practice yesterday, talking about tonight's opponent, the Utah Mammoth, as the Jets look to close out their final game before the Christmas break. Obviously, another Central Division team and another game that they go into desperately needing to get not 1 point, but 2.
Well, we're at the point now where you're trying to find positives in anything. They go into Denver against a very good Colorado Avalanche team and had lost in regulation at home. And I thought the effort was better. And that's really what you're working with half the time. It was much better than the previous game before. So now you're looking for, can they do this again? And I think we've been asked that question for a very long time now. So a lot of good things. Felt they played really good in the third period. Thought they limited Colorado to a lot of, not the chances were reduced from how they played against St. Louis the game before. So now it's like, do the same thing. Because I remember when Utah came in here and you heard Scott Arniel talk about, if you make a mistake, Utah has enough talent to make you pay. So you got to cut back on the turnovers in the neutral zone at the opposition blue line. So that's the stuff that you're hoping that they have here tonight when they play the Utah Mammoth.
Yeah, when these two teams met earlier this season, here on October the 26th, it was a 3-2 Mammoth win. The Winnipeg goals coming from Dylan DeMello and Mark Scheifele. When you look at divisional records, I mean, the Jets had so much success in all areas last year, but I mean, they certainly did within their own division. Right now, they're struggling with the wins, 4-6. Utah is 5-4 when it comes to Central Division opponents. We'll see how it works out tonight. Over these next 30 minutes, we will get you ready for the game with Morning Skate about to get underway for the Jets, but also World Juniors. It is that time of year, obviously. Hard to believe that it is December 21st. There's a bug in.
Why?
I don't know. There's a fly. There's something in here.
I thought that wasn't possible this time of year.
It's
the first day of winter.
Coming out of hibernation.
Decided to roll in here,
But at this time of year, obviously, there's so much talk about World Junior Hockey Championships. It is in North America and it is down in Minnesota. So I wouldn't be surprised if a number of Manitobans and Jets fans are going to make their way south to be able to catch some of the action. But Mark Masters, who has covered the tournament for years for TSN, is going to join us just to give us a quick update and preview as to what we can expect from Team Canada.
Yeah, Canada's had a tough go of it at the World Juniors the last couple of years. So I guess we get spoiled and expect those types of results. And, Cole Perfetti came on the podcast and talked about the immense amount of pressure that comes on.
Yeah.
Same, Dean Chanouth has coached that event before too, and spoke to the pressure that Canada's under constantly with the gold or nothing attitude that they constantly have. So it will be interesting to see if Canada can get back on the podium, because it's been a couple of years since that has happened.
Yeah, we love to see a number of you in the chat. It's always some familiar faces, and there are some familiar names, I guess. People saying trying to find the positives is getting harder, but I still believe for it. There's also the birthday wishes for Alex Iafallo. Hard to believe he turns 32 today. So it'd be great to see if he was able to, the birthday boy, able to get on the score sheet. We often talk about how when players have the birth of a child,
the bump,
maybe the baby bump, maybe it's a birthday bump.
Correct.
We could
see, that's what you're trying to find a positive. That's
what
we're working with here.
So the Jets do come in though after the loss against Colorado. They got down early in that game, and then
that was the problem,
which we have heard.
Early penalties.
Before. Yes.
But here's the thing. Okay, I got another thing for you. See, it just pops in my head. The penalty kill is getting a lot better, and I think the big reason for that is the return of Connor Hellebuck.
For sure.
And then Morgan Bear gets a shorthanded goal. So there are some things, parts of their games that are getting better. Now you want 5-on-5 play, you want power play. There's some things that obviously need to catch up to each other. And man, would it be nice to have something positive to work through or with going into the holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Connor Hellebuck since he returned from his knee surgery, 926 save percentage, a 1.99 goals against average, but the Jets with the 1-2-1 record. He is doing everything he can to be able to get that team points. There is no doubt that he has been the MVP as much as the top line, obviously, has been so critical with all of the goals that they have been scoring. That there is no doubt that Connor Hellebuck, I think, up to this point, has been the MVP of the season.
Right, and I don't think so. This is the best part of it. Anybody's like, okay, Leon Draisaitl should have been. I talked to Bob Stauffer a lot about this, and from Edmonton, and he's like, Leon Draisaitl should have been the Hart Trophy winner. I'm like, well, shall I show you what happened with Connor Hellebuck out of the lineup? Because if Leon Draisaitl's out, there's another guy named Connor McDavid that could pick up the slack. That's just not the case for Connor Hellebuck and the Winnipeg Jets. And Helly has shown his value and then some since his return from the knee surgery.
Yeah, so he had another strong game against the Avalanche. But here is comments. Scott Arniel gave somewhat brief media availability post-game in Colorado. And there was comments in particular, a small section of them, that really caught the attention, I think, of a number of people. Here was Scott Arniel after the game.
Right now we're a delicate, fragile group, and we're finding ways to lose games. We got to somehow kind of that next play that ties that game or gets us in the lead early on, and those are the things that we have to do.
Which is true. I think there's no way that anyone can think otherwise with the way that the team hasn't been able to put things together.
Right. And okay, so you get that big shorthanded goal from Morgan Barron to make it 2-1, but then you give up an early goal in the third period, then you're chasing again. Of course, the Jets pull within one in that game against the Colorado Avalanche. So it's just like, you got to find that next play, and they've been trying, and they've been saying this for a very long time now. So I can understand. One thing I give Scott Arniel credit, I found that he hasn't looked that frustrated in the whole scheme of things when you look afterwards.
I think it would be interesting if we could get the truth serum out. It'd be interesting to see from a sports psychology standpoint, a coaching psychology standpoint, as to how you choose to approach things in this sort of situation. Because we have seen him get frustrated this season. Yeah. And show it. We've seen him take different approaches.
It was more about the lineup. Yeah. It's been more about when Connor Hellebuck's coming back. It's just not so much. I haven't seen him maybe once or twice post game where he's looked a little, miffed with things.
I think that for sure we've seen that a few times season. But I think you can only, he's talked early on in the season about how he pulled in the players for the one-on-one meetings. There's different approaches that you can take. You can only go to certain wells so many times.
Losing it on them doesn't really work that much.
So I think that it'll be interesting to see how it continues on going forward. So I just took a quick glance, and it doesn't appear that anybody has put up anything about morning skate, line rushes, anything like that. So we're going off of what we saw during practice, or what people saw during practice yesterday. And there we go. Yeah. Here's what the projected lines. And so we are seeing some line changes. We are expecting to see some line changes. Colin Miller drawing in. He last played December 1st against Buffalo.
That's just based on making sure they keep fresh.
100%. Up front, we know that guys need to get going. We have a number of them that have scoring droughts. Top line. So we're going to take this line by line. We'd love to hear from all of you in the chat about your thoughts on these. Yeah. For it, our first thing though, before we get going on lines, we do want to ask you, there are a number of players that have scoring droughts. It's been well documented up to this point. So who would you like to see most?
Who would you pass?
Break that.
Yeah. Or like pass some sort of holiday magic.
There you go.
Yes.
Keeping with the holiday theme. Yeah. We're going to keep things
just keep jamming
merry.
it.
We're going to try to be bright.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
optimistic.
That's right.
Yeah.
So who would you like to see with some holiday magic today? Let's talk about that top line. Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Gus Nyquist gets the jump up to it, or the bump up to it. He has gone 25 games without a goal.
Right. And this is, to me, it's like 100%. You got to get Gus Nyquist going. That's all there is to it. And I've liked Nyquist's game in spurts, 100% on that one. But I think this is just a guy that has to be, yes, thank you. He needs this. We've talked about this. He's 2 years removed of 70 plus points. So it's not like the game isn't there. It just didn't work out last year in Nashville. Now you're having that same issue here so far this year. So playing on the top line is a great opportunity for Gus Nyquist. I've liked his work on the penalty kill. I think he's been fantastic in that department. So this is, to me, 100% trying to get Gus Nyquist going. And then you go with the second line.
Well, let's get to the second line in a second. Let's,
Sure.
First, though, let's hear from Scott O'Neill and Gus Nyquist on the promotion.
I mean, we brought Gus in for offense to help pick up the offensive side of the game for us, and where he was playing, I don't think he was getting enough opportunity, and it allows me to, he's a guy that has great vision, can make plays, and playing with those two, hopefully that's a spark for him, a little bit of a spark for those guys as well, and helps me kind of maybe get some more offense off some other lines with Gabe dropping down one. So we'll see. Hopefully we can lightning in a bottle here and we can get something to build off of.
Super exciting to play with those guys, two of the best players in the league. So if that's what happens tomorrow, it'll be an exciting opportunity for sure.
I just love how low-key Swedes are.
So to me,
yeah,
I think Gus understands that and you heard Arnie say it, like he was brought here for offense.
Yep.
Like to be on the second line, I think is no doubt about that. But and then Arnie just talked about where he was playing, which is the fourth line. You're not expecting offense from your fourth line. You're expecting the odd occasional goal to be chipped in, but play strong defensively. So someone with Gus Nyquist's talent, I think this is a good opportunity. And to me, I think you got to do this for more than one game.
Yeah.
No matter what happens here tonight. And I know we're going into the holidays, but there's an offensive player that shouldn't be on the fourth line. This is a great opportunity for him.
Well, and hopefully, I mean, we heard Scott say about how they're looking almost for that lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
They need something to get going. So we mentioned Gus Nyquist. Let's turn our attention to the second line. Cole Perfetti made headlines after the game.
This is good too.
His Perfetti hat trick.
Yeah.
Hey, wouldn't you know? He's had a hat trick against Utah before. So
Okay.
maybe this is something that could get him going.
That's the holiday magic.
There you go, the holiday magic for it. Cole Perfetti did not see the ice in the third period. Coach's decision was what Scott O'Neill said after the game. He's averaging just 0.35 points per game. It's well documented. It's been discussed a lot, the struggles that Perfetti has had so far. He has gone 10 games without a goal. Vlad Nemesnikov's entering that second line. He's another one that needs to get off. Like 22 games without a goal, and Gabriel Velarde has been pushed down to hopefully be able to bring some something to that line and get them going.
Well, say to the point about talking about Nyquist, Joy, and Connor Scheifele, this top six, leave them together for a while. And of course, Arnie would kill me for telling what to do, and you should. But I just think where you're trying to get something done here, all those players, Nyquist, Perfetti, and Nemesnikov, all have to get going. So this is probably the best case scenario if you set the lines up this way.
So can you appreciate, though, as a coach, how your inclination is to go back to the regular with Velarde up on there if they're not getting production, because you had only one line. I mean, you look at 5-on-5 goals right now. The last 5-on-5 goal scored by a forward was in the game against Washington. 5-on-5 goals have been hard to come by, period. Certainly goes up front. So I can appreciate when you are in that mode where you need points desperately and win, that the inclination can
go back to
go back. But I think it'll be interesting to see whether or not they're able to stay together for the entire game, and then what happens after the holiday break. Okay, third line: Morgan Barron, Adam Lowry, Alex Iafallo.
Leave it. Leave it. This is like it's been another thought too is Morgan Barron starting the second line too. But I just think your top nine, like all this. I just think you ride with this for a while. See, there you go. Move Barron to second line center. Because of his speed, this is a great option as well. And he wants to play center and you want him to play center. That's where you're at. But I mean, if you're looking at this, the way it is sitting right now, no matter what happens today, unless it's a complete disaster and you lose like 9-0, which is not going to happen. Yeah, see, don't touch my third line. The third line, for the longest time for this organization, has been the driving force behind what it's supposed to be. They have driven play for so long. And now while you're waiting for Adam Lowry to get up to speed, I think this is where you're at. But Barron, Lowry, Iafallo is probably the best version of your third line that you're going to get.
Right. Okay, fourth line.
See, Nino, you got Size, Taves, Pearson.
Nino's gone 10 games without a goal.
Right.
Taves has gone 18 games. I know that, as much as people love Jonathan Taves, there's also, the growing frustration of the needing him to get going.
Right.
Because expectations are always so high when you have a player that
of his stature.
And you've seen what he's been able to do in the past and throughout his career.
Right. And so, like, now we're like a broken record. This guy's got to get going. This guy's got to get going. So the third line, don't touch unless you're going to put Morgan Barron in the second line center, but Nemestikov's got to get going. So this is all probably Arnie's best option of getting multiple players going here. I know you're probably not going to get a lot of goals from your fourth line, but at least it's a solid, you got a lot of size there. Really like how Tanner Pearson stuck out for Cole Perfetti the other night in Denver too. So, I mean, if you're trying to make a difference or trying to stay in the lineup, that's probably the best way. Unfortunately, at that moment, that's the thing that has to happen. I have so many manifesting candles to light for players. Just find some. Just dig deep at this point and find some ways to manifest anything at this point because, like, please, something at the Christmas holidays. Somebody's got to get going here.
Yeah, absolutely. Another team, just very quickly, as I'm hearing music going in the outside in the arena right now, Manitoba Moose look to get going this afternoon. They've got a game coming up against the Rockford Ice Hogs.
Ice Hogs.
I always want to say Ice Dogs.
Ice Dogs. Rockford Peach from A League of Their Own. Like, that's the first thing I think of, which is probably not the best thing in the world. But Rockford, obviously a rival of the Manitoba Moose, and you see a ton of them. But you're right, Ice Hogs, Ice Dogs.
It just had me thinking. So if you are looking to get down here this afternoon, there is still one more game that you can catch here at Canada Life Center before Christmas.
Loss of beef by the loss of beef barley.
Oh, I know. So here,
soup was just becoming such an important part of the success of the Winnipeg
You know what?
Jets.
It's become clear that maybe they need to mix things up on the road. That it's not just about chicken noodle and beef barley anymore. They need to expand.
Chris Kreviazik's got to order different soup.
It's become clear.
Yeah, or we're gonna have to start eating different types of soup or something. I don't. Something's got to happen.
If you're looking for positives, continues to be the top line. When it is in the incarnation of Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Gabe Vilardi, all three of them on pace for career years. Connor, Scheifele on pace for 99 points, Vilardi on pace for 72. So that continues to be positive.
Another thing you can think of is the Olympic rosters are about to be named. So New Year's Eve, Canada, and I believe the Americans is on the 2nd. So obviously there's going to be some Jets involved in there. Cross our fingers that Mark Scheifele is going to join Josh Morrissey on Canada. So, I mean, there's lots of things coming down the pipe here. But this is what we're worried about tonight.
We are.
What's happening.
Because what are we always told? You cannot look beyond the game in front of you.
That's our job.
That's right. We do like to look to what the schedule is going to be for the
How can you not look at the schedule right now and go,
I know. Oh, Minnesota
what about this?
Right after the break. Oh, right after this.
Minnesota's won 7 in a row, and they're really annoying.
You know
right
what?
Now.
7 in a row, though, all good things must come to an end. So
Minnesota beat Edmonton yesterday.
Right. One thing that it looks to be important for the Jets, as we've seen throughout the season, is scoring first.
Yeah.
So
you don't want them.
That's why.
Bobbleheads of Sara and Jamie.
It's a great question. You know that I'll bring my bobblehead in. I have a bobblehead.
You have a bobblehead?
I do.
From
one
what?
of our TSN producers.
Just got one made for you?
Maybe the first year that we did Jets broadcast.
Yeah.
Maybe second. And so
Was
Dennis
this like
Bayak, Shane Knighty, and they had bobbleheads made of the three of us.
You got to bring yours in.
For it. It's much like most bobbleheads, you look and go, I don't think that's how I look.
Perfetti liked his bobblehead. He liked the facial hair on it. So, I mean, that took a while. I would be, if there was ever a chance the bobblehead came out, I would be terrified of what it would look like afterwards. And Perfetti said he didn't know it was coming out.
What would be your biggest concern?
Well,
the hair?
My hair or the side of my mouth, my teeth. That would be a big concern. Like, are they going to make this worse than they really the size of them are?
They just make everything happy. It just
like La Boo Boos. You ever seen those things with the teeth? That's my concern. That would be like they'll go like this. For me, I'd be terrified. And then your kids get a hold of it. I would have nightmares about this. So I'm glad there is no bobblehead.
Fair. Well, when you describe it like that, I'm pretty glad there isn't a bobblehead.
Because they always take one of your big features and they throw it on there. So it'd be the teeth, 100%.
Yeah. Mark Masters is going to join us momentarily. He's just finishing up with Team Canada practice. They played last night in a pre-tournament exhibition game against Sweden. So he is.
Isn't that what Drew Mendes, like there's no is there such thing as pre-tournament? I'd have to ask him about that. Remember, he gets all mad about the pre.
Yeah, but there's It's before the tournament.
Right.
Doesn't that count?
Anyways, sorry, I'm getting off topic here, as
Focus.
usual. Yeah.
Just focus for it. So he should join us momentarily. When you
he's
look,
there.
oh, fantastic.
Look at that.
All right. Well,
He's
then
got
never
the big
mind. I
smile on
won't
his
talk about
face.
Utah right now.
No.
Who's getting production from their young players.
Mark Masters is like so busy. Delegated 5 minutes of his time for us.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
I'm good. Good to be on with you. Sorry for the delay.
Oh, that's, you know what? It allowed us time to discuss what Jamie Thomas would look like as a bobblehead.
Yeah.
And would it
Oh,
be,
wow.
would it be the hair or the teeth
Yeah.
that would be emphasized? So, we were talking about really important, deep topics.
Sarah has a
big
bobblehead.
issues.
Did you know that, Masters? She has her own bobblehead.
I actually have one as well. Maybe we
Oh
had it at the
my
same time.
gosh.
I think
I've obviously worked for the
TSN
wrong people.
had a deal and I got it just sent to me. And I was like, I think it was from like one of the regional broadcasts and we all got our own one. So I have one.
Yeah.
It's a prized possession of mine for sure.
Are you happy with the finished product?
Yeah, I actually am. I think I look pretty good. I am wearing a gray suit, which I almost never wear gray. So but if that's the only issue with your bobblehead, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, 100%. Mark, how many World Juniors is this going to be for you covering?
I think it's 14. I started 2013 in Ufa, Russia. Boy, that was quite the adjustment, getting thrown into the fire there. But I think it's 14 for me because this is.
Was it hard getting to Ufa in the whole scheme of things? I've heard stories.
Yeah. Well, we were in Helsinki, I think, in Finland for pre-tournament games, and then I think we connected through Turkey to get to Ufa, and yeah, it was so cold. I don't think I've ever felt cold, something as cold as when we got off the plane in Ufa, Russia for that World Juniors. It actually warmed up from there. That was maybe the coldest day is when we arrived. But yeah, that was a journey to get there and it was cold. And so does not look like we're going to be going back anytime soon. So I don't miss it. But that was one heck of a way to get into the World Juniors.
Yeah, Mark, one day I'll tell you about the Vanier Cup in Saskatoon years ago.
I'm soft. I'm from Toronto.
It's true. Not as soft as Farhan on the West Coast, but you're tougher than he is. Let's talk a little bit about Team Canada. Mark, can you give us an idea on what the outlook for this team is going? And obviously, the last couple of years have been disappointing results for the group.
Yeah, listen, it's a great roster, and that's without a lot of the NHLers that they didn't get loaned to them. But they've got 6 guys who've got NHL experience this season, 6 returning players as well. Including both goalies, which has never happened before. So it's shaping up to be a great team. Obviously, a tough loss last night, a bit of a strange game. Gavin McKenna, fluky goal, own goal. There was a shorthanded goal. The ice wasn't great. So a tough loss. Sweden might be the second best team or might be the best team. We'll see how the tournament plays. But they're a really good team, and they wanted to be challenged right out of the gates here. So that's why they set up these 2 games against Sweden here in Ontario before they'll fly to Minnesota tomorrow. So it's shaping up to be a great team. I mean, they're deep at every position. The goaltending is excellent. Dale Hunter is one of the winningest coaches ever, junior hockey. So it's shaping up to be a very, very good team.
Can you? That's where we're going to go next. Is the coaching? And I remember years ago when Brent Sutter, who did a tremendous job with the Red Deer Rebels, the Western Hockey League, he did a great job back-to-back years for Hockey Canada. They won gold both times. What can a coach of Dale Hunter's status or stature do for Canada at this event?
Well, it's instant credibility. And obviously last year's coaching staff took a lot of heat for how it played out and some of the decisions. Team did not practice a ton. Some of the guys were being asked to play out of position from what they're used to at their junior teams, their junior club teams. So there was some criticism of the coaching staff. And you go to Dale Hunter, this guy, he's the reigning Memorial Cup champion. And he's been around forever. This is his second time being with the World Junior team, and he won gold in 2020, which was one of the craziest years I've ever covered. First of all, there was a pandemic starting that no one knew about. Everyone on the crew was sick back in 2020, and we didn't know why. And it turns out there was a pandemic. Three months later, the whole world was shut down. But Canada loses 6-0, most lopsided loss ever at the World Juniors in the preliminary round to Russia. Alexei Lafreniere sustained an injury in that game. There's a lot of stuff going on, and Dale Hunter was able to calm things down and get the team back on track. That's what I remember about it, is that it wasn't a smooth run. It wasn't like Canada dominated. They changed their goalies. There was a suspension to Joseph Valeno. Barrett Hayton forgot to take his helmet off during the Russian anthem. There was a lot going on, a lot of controversy, a lot of noise around the team. But Dale Hunter, and he's here with his brother Mark Hunter, who's part of the management group. They're kind of a package deal, but there's instant credibility there. They just know how to get it done. And so Canada's hoping after back-to-back quarterfinal losses, the Hunter brothers can really come in and settle things down at the World Junior level again.
How do you describe him as a coach when you're looking at a group like this?
Kind of no nonsense, right? Like, I mean, I was talking to some of the players about it yesterday, and they're like, you listen to him because he knows best, is what Sam O'Reilly said, who plays for him with London, and Liam Greentree said, if you don't listen to him, you won't play. And that's just the bottom line. Like that's it. Like, listen to him or you won't play. So, with the expanded rosters now at the World Juniors, there's going to be a healthy scratch in every game. So there's a real chance for the coach to mix things up and send messages in a way that many years ago when I first started at the World Juniors, when you kind of you had your 13 forwards and your 7D and they all dress. Now you got 14 forwards, 8D. There's healthy scratches in every game. So it'll be intriguing to see how Dale Hunter uses that. And just a no nonsense coach.
The Jets have a couple of prospects in this tournament. Both play for Sweden. Sweden has had massive success during the round robin, and that's been well documented. They just haven't been able to turn into gold. Are they one of the threats to Canada at this year's tournament?
They are. They're considered right up there. Like, they might, again, Canada and Sweden might be the best two teams in the tournament. The U.S. obviously is the two-time defending champs. They've never won gold on home soil, but the kind of the chatter is they're not as strong as in recent years. So it might end up being Canada and Sweden. They're in opposite groups. So if they play again, it will be in the playoff round, probably semis or final, or in the middle round. So, but yeah, like, they look good. They're a good team, right? Like, they look like they got their system down, a little bit more familiarity. That Ivar Stenberg kid who's going to challenge potentially McKenna to go first overall. He was pretty impressive last night. He obviously scores the game-winning goal, so that was a good night for him. It's going to be very interesting to see kind of that's kind of the game within the game at this year's World Juniors is can Gavin McKenna get his draft stock, back going in the right direction after, what many feel has been an underwhelming start at Penn State. He said he's heard that chatter. It's firing him up, but Stenberg is certainly pushing him with what he's doing in the Swedish Hockey League right now against men. So that will be very interesting to see. They had the head-to-head last night. Did not go great for McKenna. Went well for Stenberg. It'll be fascinating to see how their tournaments go and if we get that one more head-to-head matchup in the medal round.
I know a lot of people at home obviously hear Gavin McKenna, and there's a lot of ballyhoo around him because he's such a great player. But a lot of the reasons behind his struggles this year, Mark, has to be that he's played the NCAA against older men, and he said he wanted that challenge, correct?
Yeah, he said I could have gone back to the WHL, put up a lot of points again, but really what's the point of that? Like, I've proven I can do that. So he wanted to be challenged. He has been challenged, bigger, stronger opposition, different schedule, a lot of adjustments. I know even it's a small thing, but he doesn't love wearing the full face shield there in the NCAA game and the full face mask, that was the full visor, the bubble. That was an adjustment at first. A lot of things to adjust to there. So it's been tough at times. He's still, putting up 4 goals. I think it's 14 assists, so 18 points in 16 games. It's like, the goals haven't been falling for him, but he has been producing. And this will be a great tournament for him, a chance to kind of reestablish himself. He looked good in the first pre-tournament game, 2 primary assists. And we'll see if he can get things back on track. That was a tough one last night. I give him full credit. Came out, did the interview afterwards, talked about how he's got to be better because his turnover also led to Sweden's empty net goal that sealed the game. I'm impressed with his maturity, how he handles the spotlight, and let's just see if he can elevate and, as one of the 6 returning players, lead Canada back to the top of the podium.
Mark, just quickly before we let you go, obviously, you've covered so many of them in Europe and North America as well. What's the biggest difference you find when the tournament is in North America versus overseas?
I think maybe there's just a little bit more attention. I mean, there's always a lot of attention in Canada, but when it's in the time zone, when it's all the games are going to be in prime time, I think there'll be a lot of Canadian fans who make the trip to Minnesota, Canada. In the smaller arena, actually, at the University of Minnesota's arena for their group stage. So it should be a sea of red almost, you would think, with the number of Canadian fans that come down. So I just think that maybe that it's a little amplified a bit more when it's in North America. Sometimes you're in Europe and it just feels a little bit different, like you're further away. So you'll be there. They'll have their, I'm sure a lot of them will have family. The family comes, but maybe it'll be even more because it's in North America. So I think just everything is a little bit more amplified when it's in North America.
Buddy, appreciate the time. Great work as always, and have fun at another World Juniors. And a happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to
Thank
you.
you. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate
See you,
it.
buddy. Mark Master is joining us. It looks like a recplex.
For it.
It looks like he's at a swimming pool.
Well, it was in London? Is that what he said last night? That they had the that it's their pre-tournament games.
Yes.
We're in Ontario, and then they head out.
Which he had just mentioned in the interview, but it just looks remind me a lot of a swimming pool.
For it.
You
know what? It's good to keep them humble in a small, intimate environment.
Yes.
Before
we're gonna put you in a recplex before the tournament starts.
Everyone's played in a recplex before.
We all have in a memorial arena. We've all played in memorial arenas.
Yeah. I see Doug pointing out "Courage" is the goal song from the Tragically Hip,
which Mark reported.
So saw that. So looking forward to hearing hopefully that goal song many times throughout the tournament.
Okay. All right. One more time. Let's take a look at the lines for the game against the Utah Mammoth.
Quickly.
What do you know? What's up?
Well, I was just making sure that there was no changes. So.
Okay, no changes.
No changes from what
I'm pretty sure it was an optional today. I could be wrong though.
For it.
Yeah.
Must have been because we're not seeing.
Right. Mitchell Clinton would be all over it. Even if it's just before the holidays, he could be mailing it in, but I don't think so.
For it. So we'll look to see what changes happen. Of course, this is the final game. There's still, after today, 2 more days of NHL play before the holiday break, but the Jets done. I know a number of the players, coaches flying straight from Utah to wherever their destination is for the Christmas break.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that plane is always traditionally very light.
Yes. And then they will be back. Their next game is at home, December 27th against the Minnesota Wild is where they pick things up. And then the 29th at home against the Edmonton Oilers. So 2 very tough opponents and games, but great that it'll be at Canada Life Center.
Correct.
So good opportunity to continue. Hopefully the holiday and festive cheer, a win tonight. Against Utah in 2 points, which they critically need, would certainly go a long way to being able to have those good holiday feelings after the break.
Yeah, I really appreciate all the good holiday feelings you guys have provided with us on this 3-game road trip.
100%. We know it isn't always easy.
Yeah, but you guys keep doing it.
Yep, and we appreciate the enthusiasm. We know that even when there is frustration, it's because people want to see the Jets. They know what the potential is. The group, what they've seen before, and they're hoping to be able to see it again.
It hasn't trickled into the chat, but man, when I'm walking around the city lately, lots of people grumbling quite a bit about this.
Well, but you know what? It isn't in the chat, and
that's what matters.
Everybody needs
the true representation.
Look, you get the win tonight, and hopefully it's something that they can build on. They do have to build on what they felt was some strong play in Colorado.
Okay, so we're looking forward to the next game, of course, but I'm looking forward to Orlesky bringing her bobblehead because this is going to be some good stuff. I can't wait.
It's a very large smile, I think, on my bobblehead. It is. Yeah.
Sarah Lesky, TSN. Awesome.
Right.
Okay.
That's it. We hope you all, wishing you a very Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Thanks so much for always joining us. We love being able to hear from you. We wish you health, happiness.
Lots of fun, lots of presents.
Yes. Lots of good food.
Yeah.
Friends and family, whatever it might be.
Right. Whatever chaos is coming.
That's right. Enjoy it all. And again, hopefully the Jets are able to get the win tonight to get everything off on the right foot. Either way, though, we are going to be back at 12:30 on Saturday, December 27th to get you set for the Winnipeg Jets and Minnesota Wild.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Take care. Thanks for checking in.